Manchester United taking on AC Milan at the San Siro, second leg up now of the Europa League clash. Now, mammoth game for Manchester United. Doesn't get much bigger than AC Milan for Manchester United, but this is a really big fucking week for Manchester United. We've got AC Milan away in the San Siro, and then we've got Leicester away in the FA Cup. Lose both of these and the season is pretty much done from Manchester United, because I think the top four is now secure. Second position or third position is well in Manchester United's grasp this season. I don't see us slipping any worse than third, so I don't really give two fucks whether we finish second or third. I would prefer to finish second, obviously, but to get a trophy would mean more to me than worrying about whether it's second or third, to be honest. And the Europa League is still a big trophy for me, and so is the FA Cup. A Europa League is a major European trophy, so let's go out there. We've played a lot of games to get this to this stage, and to fuck it up now. I mean, we've had to go through all the Champions League, get knocked out of that, and there's so many games in this that if you don't go and win it, it is a massive kick in the bollocks. It really is, with all that football you played for nothing. So let's go out there, put a good show in the San Siro, and pull this one back somehow. It's going to be very difficult. I'm not that confident going into this game that Manchester United can do the business in this one. I'm not really confident, but still, looks like we've got some players back from injury. In training this week has been Edinson Cavani, Donny van der Beek and Paul Pogba. For me, that is a massive boost. I didn't see Anthony Martial in there, but that doesn't mean to say he can't be along the squad for this encounter. But these three players, I mean, Donny van der Beek hasn't really featured much for Manchester United this season, but Pogba and Cavani could definitely offer something for Manchester United. I think we've been a bit toothless up front recently, from midfield and from the forward line. It hasn't been good enough for Manchester United recently, and we've lacked goals and creativity in the team lately. And since Paul Pogba has been out of the team, Manchester United have faltered away, and he was in fantastic form. So I'm wondering if Paul Pogba could be the injection that Manchester United need to get us back on track of creating more chances and scoring more goals. And obviously Cavani, we know what Cavani can do for Manchester United, and I would expect him to come back into the team for this one if fully fit. So I'm expecting some changes, but we do know the big Swede is going to be up front for AC Milan. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is back from injury, which is a nightmare for Manchester United, because we know how fucking good he still is at scoring goals, getting in that right position. A bit like Cavani, getting in that right position, can score all types of goals. We've got an aging prolific striker, and so have they. So both are going to fight off against each other in this game. Both were at PSG, so it's a big battle between the two big strikers in this game, probably, because I'm expecting changes to be made in this encounter. Now, I would probably expect Dean Henderson to keep his place in goal. I think it's going to be probably Telles, Wan-Bissaka, Bay and Maguire as the centre backs, but personally I would switch it up in midfield. We play Fred and McTominay every fucking game pretty much, certainly in the bigger games against the better opposition, and we're probably going to fucking do that again in this game. But I want to see something different. I want to play someone different in there, and I want Paul Pogba to come back into midfield. So I'm going with McTominay, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes in front of them. And in the forward position I would go with Cavani, Rashford and Greenwood as the front three. I thought Greenwood was better again in the last game against West Ham, but still does need to start fucking scoring again, because one league goal really is rat shit this season, and that did elude him in that game. He was a bit unlucky. It was a good save from the goalkeeper, and they hit the post in the second half, but he's still got to be putting chances away if he wants to have a future as a number 9 for Manchester United. And at this moment in time, I don't think he is a number 9 myself. I've said that before. I would prefer to have a player like a Haaland, like a Cavani type player in that number 9 position that gets in the box and gets them tapping goals, gets them easy chances that Manchester United don't have when Anthony Martial, Rashford or Greenwood play in that number 9 position. To be honest, I just want that type of striker. I feel that Greenwood more often drifts out onto that right hand side, which he's played. I think he's been at his best when he comes in from that right hand side and gets that early shot away with his left foot. And we haven't seen him get an early shot away, even some from outside the box. He was getting last season, getting quite a lot of quick shots away with his left foot, and he just hasn't been able to do that this season. He hasn't been getting enough shots away. And last season he was very clinical when he was getting shots on target. Most of them were fucking going in the net. I don't think there was many more clinical strikers around than Greenwood when he was shooting and getting chances away. But the problem is when you're doing that, you're not getting them easy goals, which are the ones that you're getting from inside that 6-yard box. Your tap-ins, they're the easy goals that are going to take your goal tally to that next level, and that's what Greenwood really needs to be getting him some better position to get tap-ins, because I don't remember too many fucking goals that Greenwood's got for Manchester United from tap-ins, and most of them have been quick-fire shots, as I say, into that, maybe to that near post. There's been some thunderbolts from distance as well, and unfortunately the thunderbolts from distance aren't going to happen in too many games. Even the likes of Messi and Ronaldo don't get many of them every game. And if you look at Ronaldo, a lot of his goals, he's turned himself into a really clinical striker since leaving Manchester United, and he's got so many goals getting on the end of a lot of things, and that may be where he needs to elevate his game to Greenwood. But hopefully he can kick on from that performance against West Ham and put in an even better performance against AC Milan in this game. So I would expect a couple of changes. He's probably going to go for Fred and McTominay in that midfield too, but I want to see Pogba come straight back in there and play alongside McTominay. Fred for me is just pretty basic in there. I would prefer that, McTominay and Pogba. Just go out there, we've got to score a goal. We've got to go out there and win this game of football. We really need to be looking to win it anyway, and a 2-2 draw would take Manchester United through, but we can't be looking for fucking that. So we've got to really go out there and look to put some goals away, attack this opposition and get at them. They're probably going to maybe sit deep as well, maybe a bit like West Ham did, because they don't need to come out and score, because a 0-0 draw will send them through. So they may sit deep for a bit, and it may be a bit hard for Manchester United to get at them, but they were a lot better side than a lot of people give them credit for in the game. In the home game that Manchester United played against them, they weren't really credited that highly before that game, and most people thought that Manchester United were going to win this game fairly alright, and it wasn't really the case in that game. Manchester United didn't even really deserve the draw, so I thought the draw flattered Manchester United in that game, even though we fucked it up right at the end. But anyway, I'm not too sure how this game is going to plan out, but I'm going to put my neck on the line and say Manchester United do win this game 2-1. I'm hopeful that at least a couple of players coming back from injury will help Manchester United well. I'm not sure if Anthony Martial is going to be fit enough for the substitutes bench, but I'm hoping that if Pogba can return and Cavani can return, that Manchester United will be a lot better and a lot more threatening up front. Although we were quite threatening against West Ham, we did have quite a lot of chances. It is difficult when teams sit back and sit deep, but Manchester United have got to get a bit more creativity in that midfield. Maybe Donny van der Beek can provide that as well from the bench. He hasn't featured a lot, but maybe at some point he's going to have to step up to the mark and be that man that Manchester United paid 40-odd million quid for, because we know he has got the talent, but we just haven't seen it. And will we ever see it in a Manchester United shirt? I don't fucking know, but he has got the ability to do it, and Manchester United do need more from that midfield area, because we're just with Fred and McTominay in there. I mean, McTominay's been decent for Manchester United this season, but isn't going to create them chances, and Fred's very basic as well, isn't going to create them chances. That is why I think we've missed Paul Pogba a lot more than people have made on. Over the years, he's been criticised a lot and divides a lot of opinion, but I think we have massively missed him, because he was in an absolute fire before the injury really was. He was probably playing as good as he's played for Manchester United in his Manchester United career, and we were fucking top of the league just before he got bloody injured. So we'll wait and see. That Everton game was a real kick in the nuts, and that was when he got fucking injured. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm going for 2-1. I'm hoping that we can minimise the Zlatan Ibrahimovic threat in this game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you're watching this on Facebook, please do hit that share button. It really does help us out on the channel, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.